Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this tutorial, I am going to discuss how we run the Python framework, Python test with multiple browsers, right? Where we can set up the browser from command line and we run our automation test. Like suppose that if we want to run here the test, let me run one test, verify menu. So in that case, we can go run the pytest, right? And hyphen k and pass the test name, right? One test I am going to run here. So now by default it will run on the Chrome browser, but because we have set up this to run only on Chrome browser, so in conf.test.py file, I have set up this Chrome driver. So that's why now it's running only on Chrome browser, but sometime we need to run basically parallel or sequential on different browsers, right? Suppose that sometime we need to run on Chrome browser, sometime Edge browser, sometime Firefox browser. So how we configure our automations test so that we can run with minimum changes in our code. Okay, so by using to handle this approach, we can use one approach to we can pass some value from command line during the execution, like I am going to run here. So if I will pass here the like kind of browser equal to Chrome, okay, then it will run on Chrome browser. If I will pass here the Firefox browser, then it should run on Firefox, right? So this is the minimum changes where we can just set up the command line value and it will run on corresponding browser. So let's see how we handle this, how we handle our automation framework so that we can pass the browser type from command lines and it will invoke that particular browsers. So first of all, we need to write a code which will accept the command line options, right? So for that, we can use the pytest adoption. So it will get the value and we can then register. So this we can use only in the either in the plugins or in the conf.py files, right? This method we need to write here. So I'm going to write here one method def pytest adoption. Here we need to pass the argument parser. Okay, so if you go in the document you can see parameter parser. Second is plugin manager. So I'm not going to write this on the plugin, so that's why I am using the parser. So by using parser we can retrieve, there is a method add option. By using this we can get the variable. So let's see. So we can use here parser object dot add option, and then here we can pass the argument. This is browser, right? So what it will do, it will register the browser and we can get this value, right, by using the config.get option method. So if you want to get the value what is set up in the parser.add option, so those value we can retrieve by using the config.get option and then passing the name. So let's create another fixtures. Basically, these fixtures we will use to get the browser value. So I'm going to write the pytest dot fixture. Okay, it's scope because we need to run this class label. So I'm going to put this scope is class, and second is the auto use equal to true. Okay, let me create a def fixture name is I'm giving the browser type. Here we can pass the request where we will register the browser's value so that we can get. So now here I'm going to use the request dot config dot get, and then here passing the parameter name. This is browser. Same method I am using here. Get option then name of the parameter. So my parameter is hyphen browser. So now we can return this value. This picture will return the value what we have set up here. So now let me Okay, so now let me use this request, this fixtures in our test setup method, right? We have setup method. So let's pass this browser type parameters as a fixture. So now next we can get this value. So let's first print browser type, and you will see what the value we are getting here. Okay, so now I'm going to run this, and where I am passing this Chrome browser. Okay, running this. It's running on the Chrome browser because as of now I have not changed anything, right? But here the value, let's see what we are getting. Command line value. Run. So to get the argument, we need to also pass the here -s, right? So in this that way we will get the console output. So running the test again. Here you can see running on browser Chrome. So what value we pass here from the command line, that you can see I am able to retrieve in my test. So test is here running. Here enter username and password, verification done. And here you can see test run successfully. Now we are I will to get here the value. So let's see how we configure our setup method to run on the configure on for particular browsers. So in that case we can use if browser type equal to Chrome. Okay, then we can run the test on the Chrome browser. So I am passing this, else if Chrome browser this equal to Firefox, right? Then we will write here the code to run the test on the Firefox browser. So let me run here webdriver.firefox. Okay, this is the option, we can remove this. So Firefox, it will launch the Firefox. Uh, so it will launch the Firefox browser. Next, else if Edge, then it will run on Edge browser. Okay, so let's see. Let me pass the Edge browser value from command line, and let's see how we run. Okay, so now let me pass the Edge option or Firefox option from command line. So I'm going to pass here Edge -s. Okay, so basically one thing we are missing here. So we need to pass this Firefox exe in caps. Similar type Edge, we need to pass this as a capital letter. Okay, now let me run again. So I'm going to run this again after updating the Firefox and Edge. Now you will see it will launch the Firefox browser. Yeah, running on browser Firefox. So here you can see one pass successfully. So if we want to pass the Edge, so just provide here Edge option, uh, Edge -s for the print console value. So just you can see it's accepted the Edge, and open also the Edge browser. You can see here this is the Edge, navigating the URL. Yeah, enter username and password and log in successfully. After that, log out. Okay, so now you can see what we did here. We have just added one test it option by which we can receive the runtime argument, right? Browser, and we set up this init option. Now by using the config.get option, we can get the command line values what we are passing, and then we are setting up this request config here, and it will return. So this is basically one fixture which will automatically run at a class level, and then it returning the value. So these fixtures I am you calling here, passing here browser.type, and it will holds the browser value what we are getting, and then we can pass here. Similar type, if you want to pass some other environment, other variables, right? Like if you want to pass the URL, okay, then we can parameterize from here, and then we can set up into the uh, app as a fixtures or as a variable we can pass similar way, okay, like we did here for the browser. So hope this will be helpful how we configure our browser to run on the multiple browsers. So now you can see our framework is only one framework. We have a configure such a way we can switch the browser and run from command line, and which browser we want to run, we can easily run the test. So if you have any query, leave a comment, and also if you like this tutorial, click on the like button, subscribe the channel, and click on the bell icon. So this code I am going to post into my repository. You will also find the code base in the repository, and you can download and use. Thanks for watching the video.